Dear students, today we'll see the way how we can execute built-in functions through practical session. So last session which we saw the way how what are the different built-in functions which we can use list concept in Python programming. Now today's session we'll see the way how we can make use those functions in Python editor, and you can observe the practical output, the way how it executes those functions which we learned, like append, length, insert, sorted, extend, index, okay, and so on all the functions which we saw. Now we will see the practically how we can execute those functions. Let's see one by one how we can do. అబ్బా మా అక్క ఫోన్ చేస్తాను చూడు. Now we'll see first example how we can execute. List 1 which we used here, and we want to apply the length, okay, length of list 1. What happens, let's see. Okay, so here we can see 0 1 2 3 4 index numbers, always positive index which assigns 0 and which goes up to that number -1, total 5 which we got it. And index you want it which you can see that particular index as we can see index number which it was allocated. So just make use list 1 of 0 index. Let's see 10 index number 0. Okay, so same like that we can use the string values also which you want to get that index number of the data item. So now length means len. Okay, so not only this, you can have string values also which you can observe the way how we can execute that particular string. So we can define, let's see, list 2 equal to, for example, if I say names, I'll do here then you can apply length of list 2. Okay, you can see there are 3 names which we assign list 2 variable, that is a string names, string values. So length that you can see clearly 0 1 2 index numbers, but when it comes to the data items 1 2 3 data items are values. So that is how length function which will give you the total number of data items or values available within list variable you will get as an output. You will get as an output. Same manner, now we come to know the way how we can execute length function. Now we'll see the predefined list, how we can make use. Predefined list function, how we can make use. There are 2 ways which you can make use. That is an empty list, list 1 equal to list function without any argument, which will give you the empty list creation, which will give the an empty list creation. Let's see, we just print that list 1, then see you can see clearly that is what which we learned when we have gone through the theoretical concept. So list 1 variable, if you use the built-in list function without any argument, then it will be assigned an empty list. It will be assigned an empty list. Suppose if you pass it as an argument, for example str1 equal to aeiou, okay, so string variable which we defined, and now list 1 equal to list of str1, okay, this string value will be converted to list data items or values. So how it would be converted, we can see clearly. We just print now list variable. You can see now this string variable, the data which we assign, and when you pass it that list built-in function as an argument, that string variable which will be converted to list data type, and list data items are enclosed within square brackets, and each one is separated by a comma. Each one is separated by a comma. Okay, so that is how which converts list function. When you use an argument, the data will be converted to list data type. So we can see clearly how we can make use that predefined built-in list function to create an empty list and to pass it an argument. Okay, so now we are going to use append. Yes, append function, how we can make use. Let's take an example, list variable, and assign the values. Yes, we can assign. Now if you want it, you can print the data. Yes, now if you want to append any value, list 1 dot append of, for example, 50. Okay, which will be added end of the existing list. Now our existing list, one variable is having the data 10, 20, 30, 40, and after the 40 this 50 will be added end of the list. Now just print again list variable. You can see end of the existing data item will be added to the new data item append function, which works such a way that, or you can pass it same manner list also append function, single value which we pass now. Now another way is which you can do, list 2, same only you can take it as list 1 equal to, sorry, dot append of, in the form of list 60 comma 70. We are passing append function list as an argument. Now let's see how it creates this particular time. Just print again. Now existing list 1 is having 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and output, let's see, that is what which we learned that earlier. So when you pass it as list as an argument for append built-in function, then which will be created inner list. Okay, list within the list, then which becomes that output as nested list. The output would be nested list. Output would be nested list, such a way that which takes place. Okay, same manner which you can do string values also, because list can have the integers, float values, and string values, tuples, list itself list. That is what which you can see here. And you can have mixed data also, integer float and integer string, integer float string values, everything can be included, that which we can call it as string values. Let's take it as another example, list which you can have color names which you can take red, blue, green, yellow. Okay, now we can append the another one. Yes, we can append color dot append of white. So it will be added end of the list. Let's see that. We just print that color. You can see. So which we created list color variable where we assign the different color names, and when we append the function, then you can see the output which is added end of the existing list, that appended data item. appended data item, such a way that which you can see the way how it works, that particular function. Okay, now same manner which you will see another function append. We saw length, list and append. Now we will see extend. You will see extend. List 1 equal to 10, 20, 30. Same manner list 2 equal to 40, 40, 50, 60. Then now if you want to append, extend list 1 with list 2 using. Okay, how we can do? By using extend function. List 1 dot extend of list 2. Okay, what happens here? List 1 will be added list 2 data items. That is what extend functionality which works, built-in function. Because here list 2 variable we are passing as an argument to built-in extend function, which will be added those data items to list 1 existing list, end of the list. Let's execute. Now print the list 1 variable. Earlier it was 10, 20, 30. Now you can see 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 list variable 2 data will be added to the list 1, which will be added to the list 1. Okay, so like that, which you can do that such a way that even you can add same this list dot extend when you want to have mixed data. Let's see, we'll do this color. Okay, already which we defined color variable, list variable. Now let's see what happens in this time. Now print, which becomes mixed data. You can see, so list 1, current list 1 variable is having this data, and color list 2, sorry, color list variable which we passed as an argument to extend function, built-in function, that color variable is having this string values, color names as data items, that is added to the list 1 variable. Okay, so same manner. Now we know the way how we can use the extend function. Now we can go for insertion, insert function. Let's see. Yes, insert function, how we can make use. Insert function, how we can make. Again we are defining list 1 variable, that is data which contains 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then which you want to insert the function, the data which you can see, two arguments which takes place, list 1 dot insert of, for example, I want to insert 0, 1, 2 index number. Okay, another item, that is index number first, comma, and then data item which you want to insert, 2, 25. 2 is the index number and 25 is the data item or value. Let's see now, again print that after execution of this statement. Yes, you can see that after 20, 25 is added, second index number 25. Same manner which you can do, list 1 dot insert of, now we want to insert after 40. Okay, now 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what current list variable, list 1 variable contains data items or values, and for this data you want to add after 40, then which means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, index number 4 40 is having, now that 4 index number. Okay, then if you use after the 40, 45 if you want to use, then you can go for 5 index number, 5 comma 45, then 50 will be shifted and 45 will be replaced with index number 5. Okay, insertion can be taken place. Let's see now again this output. As we can see clearly, such a way that which is inserted an element into the existing list, inserted an element from to existing list. First position, if you want to add, yes, we can do that also. List1 dot insert of index number 0 comma 5. If I say, okay, 5 or 0 5, whatever it is, leading zeros in decimal integer literals. So 0 5 you can't give, which becomes a are not permitted. Zeros are permitted, which becomes like octal number in Python. That's why you must careful. List1 dot insert of 0 comma 5 only you need to give. Otherwise, which will be treated as octal number, which will not work. Now let's see list1 after changement. You can see first position index number 0 is updated now. Earlier it was 10. Now 5 will be the first index, 0 index data item. 0 index data item. So like that, which you can insert data either starting or at any given index number, data item or value will be added to the existing list variable. Existing list variable. Now we'll see now another functionality, that is count. Another functionality, count. Yes, how we can do this count? List1 dot count. List1 dot count without parameter. So without parameter, which gives you, takes exactly one argument, 0 given count. Type error will give you, because count function which helps us to do the particular data item how many times which is repeated, number of times. Okay, so that is what which will give you. Now we'll just take it as list1 dot count of, okay, we'll see 20. Okay, one time. In our example, 20 is placed data item only one time, entire list data values. Okay, for example, we can define such a way that list1 equal to 10 comma 20 comma 10 comma 30 comma 40 comma 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 20 comma 20 comma 30. So this is the data which we assign. Now which you want to count here, list1 dot count of, for example, if I give 10, okay, so 10 how many times which is available within the list variable? 1 2 3, yes, 3 times. Let's see, count s, which gives you the 10 data item 3 times, which is available in the list variable 1. Same manner, list1 dot count of 20. I think 20 is now how many number of times? 1 2 3 4. Yes, you can see 4 times which is available within the list variable. Same manner, which you can see list1 dot count of 30. 30 again 3 times which is repeated. As you can see, list1 dot count of 40 now only one time. That is how count function which it can be used. Okay, now if you want to use the index, okay, let's see another function which you can make use index. Okay, how do we access list data items or values? Means by using index built-in function. Yes, we can do that also. Already we saw that a variable name followed by subscript or index number also, which you can see the to retrieve the index of the data item. Okay, list one dot index of data item, for example 10 if you give, then what happens here, if particular data item is available more than one time, but first occurrence of that data item index number will be given as an output. Let's see here, 10 is available multiple times starting with 0 index, 0 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, 0 1 and 5 positions 3 times will it is placed data item 10, and index number which you want to extract, which will give you the first occurrence of that data item. Yes, you can see 10. Okay, so same manner 20 if you give, then which will give you the first occurrence of that data item, list 1 dot index of 20. Okay, so 1, same manner 30, 0 1 2 3, first occurrence of 30 data item, list 1 dot index of 30. Okay, 3, 0 1 2 30, 3 is the first occurrence of 30 data item or value which is available. Same manner which you can see 40, which is only one occurrence, list 1 dot index of 40. Okay, so which is fourth index, 0 1 2 3 4, 40 is with the index number 4. So that is how the way how we can extract the index number of your list variable data item, particular data item. Okay, now will be, suppose if you give other than the list data item which is not available within the list data item, and if you give that index number index function for data item, let's see what happens that particular one. Already we know that which will give the error, value error, 50 is not in list. So if you are trying to access the index of not available data item or value in the list, then which will give you value error. Okay, so that is how which you can make use index built-in function. Same manner, remove. Okay, remove function which you can see the way how you can execute. So list 1 is having the data. Now if you want to remove list 1, let's see what happens here. List 1 dot remove of 10. Okay, now exit this, execute list 1. You can see by default first occurrence of the 10 is removed from the list. Okay, same manner when you want to delete 30, remove from the list, yes, list 1 dot remove of 30. Now execute, let's see the output of that list variable. Yes, so if it is more than one occurrences data item or value which are available in the list variable, first occurrence of that data item or value will be removed from the list. If it is only one occurrence, then directly that element will be removed from the list variable. List 1 dot, now 40 is only one occurrence, we'll try to remove that. Remove of 40. Now print the data. See, 40 is only one occurrence, that's why directly 40 will be removed. All other data items were placed multiple occurrences. Okay, suppose if doesn't available, what happens? Let's see, list 1 dot remove of. Now again you will see 40. What happens? Let's see. Value error, because that 40 data item which is not there in the list variable. Okay, the data item which is not available, when you are trying to remove that data item, which will give you the value error again, which will give you the value error. Okay, so that is what remove, which works. Next, pop. Let's see pop how we can do. Popping the element or data item or value. Let's create on list 1. Print that list. If you wanted to see, yes, you can print. Now we want to pop out particular element. List 1 dot pop. Here we need to use the index number as an argument. For example, if we use 0, 1, 2. Okay, so in our list variable, the data which it contains index number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 position index number 30 is there. Let's see. Yes, 30 is popped out. Okay, then if you print the list variable, then you will see the data now after popping 30 data item. Same manner, without an argument, if you use without an argument, list 1 dot pop. Okay, when you execute 60, which means last data item of given list variable will be popped out. In our list, last data item is 60. Last data item is 60. That 60 is popped out from the list. Now you can print that. So if you are not passing any index number pop built-in function, that last data item will be removed. Last data item will be removed. Okay, if you specify particular index number, according to that index, the item will be popped out. List 1 dot pop of, for example, 0. Now 0, 10 will be popped out, and which comes 0 index number 20. Let's see. Print now again list 1. Yes. 20 now comes to the 0 index number position. That is how pop built-in function can be used. Suppose if you are trying to give the index number which is not available, then what happens? Let's see. In our current list variable is having 0, 1, 2, only 3 elements, total size of that. Pop, when you are trying to pop the 3 index number which is not available data, index error. Okay, we will get the index error. Pop index out of range, index out of range. Now already we work that count. Okay, so this is how which you can see that particular pop built-in function, how it works with list. Okay, now we saw pop, same manner we can see the reverse now. Reverse, we will take again list variable, same list variable. We can print the list variable as we can print it. Then if you want to apply that, list 1 dot reverse without an argument. Now print now list 1. Let's see the output. So this is what the actual data which we assign to the list variable. When it comes to reverse, from right to left should be printed. You can clearly observe 99 is the first element now, then 28, then 89, 12, 66, 34. First element goes to the last position, last element first position. Reverse order. Given list data will be placed in reverse order. Suppose if you apply reverse function with an argument reverse equal to true, what happens? Let's see. List 1 dot reverse of reverse equal to true. Okay, one second. This cannot be used for reverse function. Reverse takes no keyword arguments, so not this will not take any arguments, only empty functionality which you can use. Now same manner we can see string values, animal names which we specified. Now we can print that animal names as we can apply that list1 dot reverse. Okay, then print again, those data will be printed from right to left, reverse order. Okay, reverse function, how it works. Now same manner we can see now another functionality, sort. Yes, sorting the data. Same example, list1 we want to sort out. Let's see what happens here. List1 dot sort, print the data, so it will be printed in alphabetical order. List1, yes, cat, dog, elephant, lion, tiger, zebra, alphabetical order it will be printed. Same manner numbers which you can see by default which goes ascending order. If it is string values, alphabetical order. If it is numbers, okay, numbers ascending order which will take place. You just apply list dot sort. Okay, okay, we made a mistake. List1 is our variable, that's why error. Then check that list1, you can see ascending order clearly which is specified, ascending order. Same manner which you can apply list1 dot sort as this. I think which works argument. Let's see what happens. Reverse order will be printed. Descending order, when you want to have sorting out the data of list variable descending order, then you need to pass it out sort built-in function argument reverse equal to true. By default it is false, and if you want to have descending order, then you need to apply reverse equal to true, then which will give you the descending order of that data, descending order of that data. Now same thing you can apply that string values also. Yes, you can apply string values also. Let's take it as again example. Where you want to print descending order, apply now list1 dot sort of reverse equal to true. T should be capital because that is a built-in keyword. We must know Python is a case sensitive language. Now print it. You can see now descending order alphabets Z, T, L, E, D, C. When you want to sort out in descending order by using sort function, if you apply the argument reverse equal to true, then data will be sorted in descending order. By default, reverse equal to false, which means without an argument sort function, if you apply for your list variable, which will be sorted out the data in ascending order. Okay. Now same manner which you can see another function sorted. Okay, sorted when you apply, same thing. Yes, which you can see list 2 equal to sorted of list 1. Let's see what happens. Print the list 2. Okay, so which prints list 1 will be sorted in ascending order and which will be assigned to the another variable. Another variable. See, sorted order. By using sorted function also you can sort out the data. Okay, so same thing which we can do, for example, numbers list 1, you can see the output directly which you can apply without assigning any variable. Let's see, sorted, what happens, list 1. Okay, directly which will be sorted out in ascending order the given data, list variable data items. Suppose if you want to assign another list variable, yes, we can assign that with another variable such a way that then which will be assigned after sorting out the data to that variable. Okay, so that is what sorted function which works. Same manner, when you want to get the minimum and maximum, this is only for numbers. Okay, minimum and maximum value, mean of list 1 variable function 11. You can see 11 is the minimum value, max of list 1. Okay, maximum value, then sum of, to calculate the sum of all the numbers 11 plus 23 plus 45 plus 56 plus 67 plus 85, total sum value if you want it, then you can apply built-in function sum. Okay, 287, minimum value 11, maximum value 85 in the given list data items list variable contains, and sum of those data items is 287. Suppose if you have string values, let's see what happens here. Alphabets also minimum value will extract or not, let's see. Yes, which is extracting alphabets also. Among this, C is the lowest alphabet. Okay, that's why we got as an output cat. Same way, maximum. Okay, of list 1, which means zebra should be as an output. Yes, but some will not be calculated here, I think so, because it is not a numbers or floating values, integers or floating values. When you apply sum, you may get an error. Let's see. The string value these are, yes. Only minimum maximum can be applied for a string values also. List which contains strings can be applied minimum maximum, but some cannot be. Some is used only for numeric values. Unsupported operand type for plus, int and string. Okay, that is how which you can use minimum and maximum functions. Now you can see another functionality, clear. Last function is clear. When you apply the clear, list 1 dot clear, which will clear all the elements of list variable, an empty, which will become an empty. Same manner which you can see list 1 equal to, let's take another example, whatever data, mixed data or integer data or floating data or tuple data, whatever you give, so list variable which contains data, when you apply the clear function, built-in function, which will clear all the data items from the list. Okay, if you print, it will be empty list. So that is how the way how we can make use the built-in functions related to list concept in Python programming. All the functionalities we have gone through it, the way how we can make use practically, how we can work with practically all the functions. Okay, we'll see another concept. So almost list concept which we executed all the functions and programs are pending. That also we'll see the way how we can execute practical whatever examples which were given. So thank you. See you next.